Hello, and welcome to Three Questions with. I got my friend Don McGee with us. Good afternoon, Don. Welcome to the show.
Hey Kevin, how are you?
Well, we're going to see in a couple minutes. Chuckle, chuckle. So, Don, exciting night tonight, going out with some friends I haven't seen in a bit. And I know I'm going to overindulge. So, typically in my life, Don, I eat my heavier meal at lunchtime and, have something light at night. It just won't work for me. So, tonight I'm having dinner at 6, probably at 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm going to be with friends. So, we're going to have some manly steaks, some appetizers, some baked potatoes, and probably something chocolatey for dessert. That will end at 8 o'clock. I typically go to bed at 9:30. This is going to cause all sorts of chaos in my life because I won't sleep. Tomorrow I'm going to be cranky. I'm going to be crashing because of all the junk I ate today. What's the plan?
Well, Kevin, there are a couple of different ways to handle this plan, right? So the number one question is why do you feel like you have to have appetizers, manly steaks, and a chocolatey dessert in order to enjoy yourself?
Well, because it's a Wednesday night. Chuckle, chuckle. Yeah, but to your point though, like you said, I could maybe look for like, maybe leave something off there, maybe not the dessert, cut something out, or God forbid, maybe not have a baked potato. And I know they serve vegetables at restaurants. I've never eaten them, but I heard they serve them there.
They do. They do serve those things called vegetables. So there are a bunch of different ways to approach it, right? So if you feel strongly that this is how you define a night out,
Hmm.
appetizers, steak and potato, chocolate dessert,
Yep.
um, and you know you're going to feel not so great for the next 2 days, not going to be able to sleep,
For
all the
certain.
things, right? Then you could have half of the meal, right? So I went out with my husband for our anniversary a couple of weeks ago, and they only had ginormous steaks on the menu. So I ordered one of their steaks. I said, you know what, I'm only going to have half of it. Would you kindly put half of it away
Yeah.
and then just serve me half?
Yeah.
And they were happy to. I paid for the whole thing. I got 2 meals out of it. All good, right? So you could, in fact, say to them, can you put half of it away into a to go box and then just bring me the half for the meal? No temptation, right? It's already away from you. And you get to enjoy all of the things that make it a going out meal for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's a
Um,
good strategy. But I have to ask because I'm thinking your definition of ginormous steak is 10 ounces or something crazy like that, which is
well,
consider that an appetizer.
you know, it was a big meal. I started off with a drink and a shrimp cocktail, and yeah, all the steaks were ginormous. Their smallest one was 8 ounce,
Yep.
which is just too big. So I had half of that.
Yep.
I had the loaded baked potato with it,
Okay.
split that with my husband,
Yep.
right? I got half a steak for the next day, freshened it up with different vegetables. And then I actually they're known for their peanut butter mousse cake, a
Yep.
chocolate peanut butter mousse cake. And but I was done. So I said, you know what, I really want this, but I'm gonna take it to go. And so I waited a couple hours. I had some of it at home. It was huge. Anyway, the point is, if you want to have all of it, you don't have to have all of it. You can have some of all of it.
All kidding aside, that's a very logical strategy. You get to enjoy what you want without totally overindulging.
Right. And then, yeah, I knew I had overindulged the next day, but I didn't feel as bad as if I had forced myself to eat all of it just because it was sitting in front of me. So that's certainly one strategy, right? You could take your second strategy and maybe not have things that are quite as heavy, right? Maybe trade out that baked potato for a lighter vegetable. It seems like a small, simple thing, but it will genuinely make a difference in how you feel, how your digestion responds, all of those things, right? Um, Share a dessert, maybe, get a couple of forks.
Yep.
I don't know if you're a sharing dessert kind of guy.
I'm good with that and stuff. And often when I will do that with people simply because, like, okay, I want to have the dessert, but I know that if I do that, it's gonna put me even further over the edge if I'm not there already by what I've already done and stuff. But again, you get to, share it, it makes sense and stuff.
Right. And then the third thing you can do is talk to your server about how they prepare the things, right? Some steakhouses, for example, will bury them in a pool of butter. You know what? A really good steak does not need a pool of butter and a pound of salt. I just say, you know what, lightly seasoned, no butter, please. And I get to enjoy it a whole lot more. And my digestion does too.
Yep. I like that strategy because, like you, I don't like a lot of seasoning on my steak. Just then you just cook it without doing that because sometimes you get like, I'm not a big seasoning person, so that can often wreck a meal for me because I'm like it's just too much for me. Or like you
Oh,
said,
yeah.
you cooked it in 5 pounds of butter. Not that I don't like butter, but it's like okay, you made my problem even worse and stuff. So
Absolutely. And then eventually, because I go out to eat a lot, and over time you work your mindset into a place where it's just another meal. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing because it's not the only time this year I'm going to go out to eat. So I'll have something that looks a lot like what I would have at home.
mm.
And then everybody's happy. My gut's happy, my wallet's happy, my company's happy, everybody's happy.
No, it's true. Like you said, it's preparing and not getting into the emotions of, hey, it's a celebration, Dawn. So of
Right.
course we should have multiple drinks and multiple appetizers. It's a big party and stuff. And again, especially for me, a lot of my problems go around timing. If you're feeding me that type of meal at 7 o'clock at night, that's very, very bad for me. So because I go to bed so early, I don't have any time to digest that. So I
Right.
have to be more cautious of and saying, okay, you're going to have to make at least a half a good decision tonight. But I like your strategy about cutting the meal in half. And I'm going to scare you, Don, because I don't have them do it, but I do it myself. When it comes, I just chop it in, say, cut
Yep.
the potato in half and throw it, give me it to go and put it away, out of sight, out of
Right.
mind. So I can enjoy that meal and then be able to indulge in a shared dessert. Where if I eat the
Right.
whole, and obviously our steak size is a little different, chuckle, like I'm looking for the biggest guy they got on the menu and stuff. But I learned that I can't even do it anymore, Don. I can't eat that big steak, and I know I can't. So it's like, okay, if you want that, then cut it in half and enjoy. And
Well,
it's good to enjoy it the next day, though, because to your point, it's like, hey, I got 2 meals out of this. So
right.
I feel economical. Chuckle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Better for your gut, better for your wallet, better for your sleep, better all around. And if a mindset thing for you is wanting to finish what's on your plate, then you get to finish what's on your plate without making yourself miserable.
Yep. So that's good advice. And the third option is be measurable. And I might choose that option sometimes, but it's funny. Sometimes I blame you actually, chuckle. When
So
I'm like,
sorry.
okay, if I'm gonna make this decision, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a great episode with Dawn next time, like so Dawn, guess what? They have a 60-ounce prime rib. I finished it, like please don't tell me those stories and stuff.
You
So
need to have a little Dawn sitting on your shoulder going, Kevin,
yeah,
how is this going to make you feel tomorrow?
yeah. And all kidding aside, Don, with the things I'm trying to do in my life, I can't lose a day over me being silly. I
Right.
can't be miserable tomorrow because then I can't get done what I need to get done. That increases my stress level because I haven't hit my goals, and it spirals me even more, to be honest. So
Well, and so 1% at a time, you're shifting your mindset from, hey, this is my dinner. I want to have it to, you know what? Tomorrow is actually more important than the dinner. I'm going to enjoy the people I'm with. I'm going to enjoy half a meal. I'm going to enjoy it in a different way, in a different perspective.
yep, that's good advice. So if people have other questions about what they should eat at these meals, what's the best way to reach out to get advice on how to handle these types of celebration meals?
I would say pop by my website, dawnmcgee.guru, or pop by my Facebook page, Dawn McGee Nutrition Evangelist. I've got all sorts of great information in both places.
Beautiful. Don, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks, Kevin.